there only one thing that you would give advice to a newly together couple?
I would say flaws are okay. Some things you just gotta look over.
Find this podcast on the following platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, and wherever you listen to your daily podcast. Welcome to episode 3 of The Blueprint. Today, we have two special guests, Deasia and Nate. We're going to talk about their relationship and how relationships have been over the past 20 years. So, can you guys introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Deasia.
And my name's Nate.
So, Deasia and Nate are a couple and they've been together for how many years?
5 years.
Yeah, so in today's society, a lot of times you see couples lasting for 2 months, 2 weeks, or even one night. So how have you guys developed such a strong relationship and been able to stay together through all of that, even though today's society doesn't let that happen easily?
I personally think not spending every single day together is really healthy, because when you're apart and then when you become like together again, it's, I don't know how to explain it. You feel more of a connection, because if you're with each other every single day, you get tired of each other really quickly.
Nate?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's just like she said, when you see each other, it's kind of, you see each other after not seeing each other for, a day or two. It's more rewarding in a sense.
You have more to talk about.
Yeah, you're just happier to see them, and I just feel like you have a better time if you're not with them 24/7.
So, have there ever been any major issues that you guys have had that might have caused you to split up, and how did you work through that?
Not really. We get along pretty well. We fight over small little things, but nothing really major, I guess you can say. But just communication is very important. And whenever we do have a little argument, we always talk through it. We never go to bed angry at each other, because you never know when this is the last time you're going to talk to them.
Yeah, that's what I was going to make a point on, communication. We've done a really good job, over these 5 years to make sure we communicate to each other, what's making us happy or unhappy. If one thing's happening in one person's life that may be affecting someone else's, in a negative way, it's just communication is the key to success in a relationship.
Can you guys explain your relationship dynamics with each other?
All right. Well, at least when we first started dating, she was the attitude a lot, and I was always there to try and keep her relaxed and sane. She finds a way to, not always, but she sometimes finds a way to, sometimes overreact to stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. but I feel like we just work well together with keeping each other happy and sane, but at the same time driving each other insane.
I don't know. I really don't have any complaints that I can think of right now. That might change later on, but he's pretty relaxed person when we're together. Don't really have any problems at the moment.
What kind of other relationships have you seen with your friends? Because like I said earlier, in today's society, there's a lot of hookup culture, and they're going to date someone for 2 months, or there's not a lot of long-term relationships, especially at your ages. How old are you guys again?
I'm 18.
And I just turned 19.
Yeah, and you guys been together for what, 5 years?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's a long time. A lot of times you don't see that type of stuff happening. So what kind of other relationships have you seen, and how have you learned from seeing other negative relationships?
Other relationships that my friends have been in, I just feel like they move too fast. They don't take the time to actually get to know the other person. They just move forward very quickly, and then they end up getting what they want, and then they're like, oh, I'm bored with this person. I hear that a lot, that they're bored with the person. And I just feel like they need, because honestly, I feel like they are together nonstop when they're first together, so they get to know everything about each other that they want to know, and they don't really take the time to know the person on a deeper level, so it ends quicker than usual.
Yeah, that's also what I was about to say. Just people getting bored with each other, and then another thing, just like people getting bored with each other and like going along with that, just like disloyalty. Usually I hear this more with guys than with girls, honestly. Guys are getting tired of the same girl, and especially like, in our older years of high school, junior, senior year, stuff like that. And then going back to being together too much. You're just with this person, and if you're with them, every day, like after school or, on the weekends every single day for the whole day, it's just you learn more about them I don't want to say like too quickly, but it's just like you figure out who they really are, like really fast. And I don't mean to say it's like a bad way, but like, it could just be something that like you don't want to be with them, and that's why it's so quick.
Yeah, I get that.
But
I also think that it's because completely lost my train of thought.
It's cool. In my relationship, I know that, like you guys said, communication is key at every step of the way. Even over the smallest things, you have to be 100% clear with the other person. Make sure that they know how you feel about things, and you make sure you know how they feel about things, because one misstep in communication is the reason why a lot of relationships end. Is there any advice that is there only one thing that you would give advice to a newly together couple?
I would say flaws are okay. Some things you just gotta look over. Some, like, people like to be very picky, and don't be so picky. Accept the person for who they are, and there's always ways that you can change it, but you have to be on the same page of like when you want to change things. But just don't take the flaws as a bad thing. Accept them.
Me?
I would probably just say, take your time with everything. Make sure that you learn enough about somebody. This also links to the communications. So, figure out how they really are. Figure out if, what they like to do, correlates to what you like to do. And I don't say find someone who's exactly like you, but find someone who suits your personality well. And just take your time with the relationship and don't rush into anything, because then that's when bad things usually tend to happen.
The things that advice I would give is make sure you're compassionate, you're sympathetic, and you have empathy towards them in any situation that they've had before or during the time that you're together. So thank you guys for talking to me now, and
Thank you.
Do you have any last words?
I don't know, just trust your gut.
That's a good way to put it.
Come back for the next episode.
Yeah,
how about that?
Exactly. So that's it for this episode, guys. Hope you have a good night. If you're willing to grow with me, I'm willing to grow with you. So let's grow together. Have a good night.